What if I told you there was a city so powerful, so legendary, that for over 1,000 years, it was considered unconquerable? But in 1453, one man's audacious vision, genius strategy, and unrelenting will shattered that myth forever. This is the story of Constantinople, its rise, its fall, and the mastermind who changed the course of history forever. If you love stories filled with drama, power, and betrayal, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below with your favorite historical figure. We might cover them next. Imagine standing on the shores of a narrow strait, the Bosporus, where two continents meet. It's 324 AD, and Emperor Constantine surveys the ruins of Byzantium, a modest Greek city. But in Constantine's eyes, it's not just a city, it's the future capital of the greatest empire the world has ever seen. He renames it Constantinople and invests everything, wealth, architecture, and faith, into making it the New Rome. Unlike Rome, Constantinople sits at the crossroads of East and West, controlling trade routes and military access between Europe and Asia. It's the ultimate jackpot of geography. But Constantine didn't just build a city, he built a symbol. Massive walls stretched for miles, an engineering marvel so formidable they'd become known as the Theodosian Walls, after the emperor who expanded them. These walls could withstand earthquakes, battering rams, and even siege towers. Invincible, or so it seemed. Under Justinian I, Constantinople reached its golden age. Now, Justinian wasn't your run-of-the-mill emperor, he was a dreamer and a builder. During his reign in the 6th century, the city became a beacon of culture, power, and faith. Take the Hagia Sophia, for example. When it was built, it wasn't just a church, it was the church, a masterpiece of Byzantine architecture. Its massive dome seemed to float in the air, inspiring awe in anyone who walked beneath it. But Justinian's reign wasn't all triumph. Ever heard of the Nika riots? Picture this. The city erupts in chaos, flames consuming neighborhoods, mobs screaming for Justinian's head. It seemed like his empire would crumble in a single night. But Justinian, with the help of his cunning wife, Theodora, crushed the rebellion in a bloodbath. Over 30,000 people perished in the Hippodrome, leaving the emperor to rebuild his city stronger than ever. For centuries, Constantinople stood as the jewel of the Byzantine Empire. But nothing lasts forever. By the 11th century, the city was under siege, not just from enemies outside its walls, but from within. Internal corruption, weak rulers, and economic decline turned the once mighty empire into a shadow of its former self. And then came the Crusades. You'd think Christian armies would protect a Christian city, right? Wrong. In 1204, during the Fourth Crusade, Crusaders turned on Constantinople, looting it in one of history's most shocking betrayals. They didn't just take gold, they desecrated holy sites, burned libraries, and left the city in ruins. Though the Byzantines recaptured their city decades later, it was too late. Constantinople was a wounded giant, vulnerable to the rising power in the east, the Ottoman Empire. Now let's meet the man who would change everything. Sultan Mehmed II, or as history remembers him, Mehmed the Conqueror. At just 21 years old, Mehmed inherited an empire hungry for expansion. His eyes were set on one prize, Constantinople. But Mehmed wasn't just a warrior, he was a strategist, a visionary. He knew Constantinople's walls had repelled invaders for over a millennium, so brute force wasn't enough. He needed innovation, cunning, and patience. His plan, a multi-pronged assault that would go down as one of the most brilliant military campaigns in history. April 6, 1453. The siege begins. Picture the scene. Over 80,000 Ottoman troops surround the city. On the other side, roughly 7,000 Byzantine defenders, outnumbered, outgunned, but determined. The Ottomans didn't just rely on sheer numbers, they brought technology into the game. Enter the basilica cannon, a monstrous weapon that could fire 600-pound stone balls. Day and night, these cannons pounded the Theodosian walls, cracks forming where none had existed before. But the Byzantines weren't going down without a fight. They repaired walls as fast as the cannons could destroy them. They poured Greek fire, an early flamethrower, on Ottoman ships attempting to breach their harbor. And they relied on their ultimate defense, the massive chain blocking the Golden Horn. Mehmed's solution, He ordered his troops to drag their ships overland on greased planks, bypassing the chain entirely. When the Byzantine defenders woke to find Ottoman ships in their harbor, panic set in. Still, the city held out for 53 grueling days. But on May 29, 1453, Mehmed launched his final assault. Wave after wave of Ottoman soldiers stormed the walls until, finally, they breached the defenses. Constantinople fell. As Mehmed rode through the city's gates, he declared himself its new ruler. For the Byzantines, it was the end of an era. For Mehmed, it was just the beginning. He didn't destroy the city, he revitalized it. Constantinople became Istanbul, the new capital of the Ottoman Empire. The Hagia Sophia was converted into a mosque, symbolizing the city's transformation. But Mehmed's vision went beyond conquest. He invited scholars, artists, and architects to rebuild the city, ensuring its place as a center of culture and learning. Under Ottoman rule, Istanbul flourished, blending Byzantine and Islamic traditions into something entirely new. The fall of Constantinople wasn't just a local event, it was a global turning point. For Europe, it was a wake-up call. With the land routes to Asia now under Ottoman control, European powers were forced to explore new ways to reach the East. This sparked the age of exploration, leading to discoveries that would shape the modern world. And for the Ottomans, the conquest solidified their place as a superpower, dominating the eastern Mediterranean for centuries. But beyond politics and trade, the fall of Constantinople marked the end of the medieval world and the dawn of a new era. It showed that even the mightiest empires could fall, and that change often comes from the unlikeliest of places. Constantinople wasn't just a city, it was a legend. From its rise under Constantine to its fall to Mehmed the Conqueror, its story is one of resilience, ambition, and transformation. But what does its story teach us today? That no matter how strong the walls, no empire is invincible. And that sometimes, it's the boldest visionaries who change the course of history. If you found this journey through time fascinating, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. And if you're curious about more stories of empires and conquerors, check out our other videos. Until next time, stay curious, and never stop exploring history. Would you like me to adjust the pacing or add more details about specific events or figures?